Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. It's really a privilege for me to have the opportunity to come here after the passage and signage of AB 20. AB 20 was a bill that I authored literally moments after being sworn into office, and it initially started as a divestment bill regarding the Dakota Access Pipeline project. In hearing concerns, not just from the CalPERS board and staff, as well as some of my fellow members, Assembly members, I continue to work on the bill rather than stick to the principle of divestment and allow the bill to die. On that principle, I thought there was something constructive that could come out of the bill and the conversation that ensued. So ultimately, the bill required the boards of CalPERS and CalSTRS to submit a report to the legislature and governor regarding investments in the Dakota Access Pipeline, and to also review and consider factors related to tribal sovereignty and indigenous tribal rights as part of the board's investment policies related to environmental, social, and governance issues. I'm very grateful to the committee and the board, and especially grateful to your wonderful staff who have done a tremendous job in the directive from AB 20 in doing what I believe to be a groundbreaking report. Had it not been for AB 20 and working collaboratively with the CalPERS staff, our state's institutions would continue to sit out of a particular global conversation surrounding responsible investment. The Equator Principles is a risk management framework adopted by financial institutions for determining, assessing, and managing environmental and social risk in projects, and it provides minimum standards for due diligence and monitoring to support responsible risk decision-making. The Equator Principles are adopted by 92 banks across the world, including Barclays, Bank of America, Citigroup, Credit Suisse Group, HVB Group, Rabobank, JP Morgan Chase, and Wells Fargo. These banks underwrote approximately $14.5 billion of project loans in 2002, representing approximately 30% of the project loan syndication market globally, and certainly as we're 16 years subsequent to 2002, I imagine that number is much larger today. And so the Equator Principles, I think, allow us the opportunity to work with the banking industry to determine how we, not just as CalPERS as a state, but really California and the nation thinks about these same principles when investing. These are principles that these banks are already considering when they invest internationally, however, had not been considered necessarily in terms of investments here in our nation. And so I'm very grateful and would like to thank CalPERS and CalSTRS for being open to the dialogue surrounding the environmental and social responsibility of the financial institutions that uphold our government and our values. And I'm very grateful to the committee chair and members for allowing me the opportunity to pull this item off consent to express my gratitude to your staff.
Thank you very much for your comments, and thank you for your presence today.